Good morning everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the mechanism of HCl secretion in the stomach. For that, we have to know about the functional anatomy of the stomach. The esophagus, which opens into the stomach through the lower esophageal sphincter. This portion of the stomach which is close to the lower esophageal sphincter is called the cardia. This is the initial portion of the stomach, and this is the proximal portion. It's called the fundus of the stomach, and the middle portion is called the body of the stomach, and the distal portion is called the antrum of the stomach. The antrum, which opens into the duodenum through the pylorus and the pyloric system. Now let's see the cross section of the stomach. The stomach is lined by the thick mucous membrane, and it is thrown into many folds called rugae. This rugae contains many pits called the gastric pits. The gastric gland present in the stomach drains into the gastric pits, which helps in the process of digestion. Stomach contains mainly of three glands. First one is a cardiac gland, which is present near the cardiac region, and next one is the Oxen gland, which present mostly present in the body of the stomach, and next the pyloric gland present in the pyloric region. The cardiac gland mainly secretes mucus and the bicarbonate. The Oxen gland secretes the pepsinogen, hydrochloric acid, and the intrinsic factor. Pyloric glands mainly secretes mucus and some gastrin. This is the structure of the oxyntic gland. So it contains three parts. First one is the neck of the gland, neck region, and this is the body, and this is the basal region, base. Okay. The neck of the gland contains mucus cells, which secretes mucus and the bicarbonate. And the body of the gland contains the parietal cells, and it is also called the oxyntic cells, which secrete hydrochloric acid and the intrinsic factor. The chief cells present in the base of the gland secretes pepsinogen, and the G cells which secrete gastrin, and the D cells secrete somatostatin, which are also present in the base of the gland. Then comes to the structure of the parietal cell. It contains the tubulovesicles and the canaliculi. This canaliculi contains many projections called microvilli. On activation, the tubulovesicles comes in contact with the cell membrane and express the H plus K plus ATPase activity. So this is the structure of the parietal cell. And now comes to the mechanism of the HCl secretion. So this is the parietal cell, and this is the gastric lumen of the and here is the interstitial space, and after this the plasma is present. So this is the proton pump. This is the H plus K plus ATPase activity. This proton pump in exchange of the potassium, the hydrogen ion is released into the gastric lumen. First, we are going to see how the H plus ions is formed in the parietal cell. The carbon dioxide and water combines to form carbonic acid in the cytoplasm of the parietal cell with the help of the carbonic anhydrase enzyme. This carbonic acid again splits into bicarbonate and the H plus ions. This H plus ions enters the gastric lumen in exchange of the potassium ions. This process needs the hydrolysis of the ATP. Now, the bicarbonate enters the interstitial fluid in exchange of the chloride ions. This chloride ions directly enters the gastric lumen. So, this hydrogen ions and the chloride ions joins to form the hydrochloric acid. This is the sodium-potassium pump which is present over the basolateral membrane of the parietal cell. So, in exchange of the sodium, potassium which enters into the parietal cell. This potassium will directly enters the gastric lumen. So, this potassium again helps in the transport of the hydrogen ions for the production of the hydrochloric acid. So, these are some of the proton pump inhibitors, namely omeprazole, pantoprazole, rabeprazole and lansoprazole. These proton pump inhibitors directly inhibit the proton pump, so the HCl secretion is decreased. These proton pump inhibitors are helpful in the peptic ulcer. So that's all my topic. Thank you.